between number 6 Arkansas and 15th ranked Mississippi State. And as you can see, it's the annual Bark in the Park event here at News Park. Hello everyone, alongside the All-American, the former All-American I should say, Maddie Kennedy Farmer. I'm Luke Holmeyer. So glad to have you on board with us here this morning. What a series it's been so far. State wins the opener 1-0, and it was scoreless until Arkansas exploded for that 8th spot in the 5th yesterday. So we got the rubber match today, and what's it going to come down to?
You know, well, both of these starting pitchers have really elite spin, and they did very well in their games on Friday night. And so it really comes down to the hitters today. These pitchers are going to induce a lot of miss hits, so the hitters need to find a way to barrel up some balls. Yeah,
the pitchers have dominated. 11 of the 12 innings have been scoreless so far, and today, though, we're going to see what happens, as the 5th inning was just huge in both of the games, as State scored their only run in game 1 in the 5th inning, as Morgan Stiles had a big double, and then a couple moments later it was Sells scoring on a pass ball, and that was the difference behind Peja Gould's 2-hit shutout. And then yesterday, Alyssa Faircloth was showing a no-hitter until the 5th inning, when everything exploded.
Yeah, there's really something in the air when the 5th inning shows up these past 2 days, so it'll be interesting to see if that same thing happens today in the 5th inning.
It went from 1-0 to 8-0 in that 5th inning in 5 pitches. So we set the stage. There you see Peja Gould. Boy, she was elite Friday night.
Yeah, she really was. And like I said earlier, I mean, she just induced miss hit after miss hit, and that's a testimony to the type of spin that she has.
Those are her numbers after that 7-inning shutout. 1.33 earned run average, and away we go. The first pitch to Reagan Johnson. Beautiful day once again here at News Park. Temperatures will get into the low 80s. Once again, no chance of any precip, which is great news. There's a strike called. Johnson hitting at .358 on the year. When you see Gould out there, what are we looking for?
Really just how much break she has on the ball. And I think for these Arkansas hitters today, you know, their bats finally woke up yesterday big time in the 5th inning. And they obviously knew they're going to see Gould today. And she's who's had the most success against them. And so figuring out what did not work in their plan on Friday night and taking that into today and trying something different.
You saw they were 0 for 11 going into that 5th inning against Faircloth yesterday, and then had that 8-run, 8-hit inning, and there's a strike called. And just moments after that, it was a run rule. It was crazy. Never seen anything like it. And talking with the coaches afterwards, they haven't, I mean, it happened so quickly.
Yes, it did. I've never seen anything like that in my time. It was like we blinked and it was a run rule.
There's a liner past Barbary at third, and so Reagan Johnson leads the game off with a base hit.
What was really good about that at bat from Reagan Johnson already is that the pitch before that was right on the corner, and she thought it was a ball, so she went ahead and tried to take off down to first base. So she obviously knows, you know, Gould got that call on that pitch before and did not get Johnson to swing. So understanding as a hitter, you're probably going to get that pitch again, and she did very well with that.
Here's Bain, Brinley Bain. Coach Deifel was telling me before the game today that was one of the key hits in that 8-run 5th inning yesterday, and that big 2-run double. Look at that movement by Gould.
Yeah, her movement is insane.
Bain hitting at .412. A freshman. She leads all Division I freshmen, top 30 nationally, with a .555 on base percentage coming into this weekend. That'll even the count at 2-2. Boy, this league has so many fantastic freshmen. It's crazy to think about their success against such talented pitching. And that one just misses, and the count is now full.
Yeah, I mean, the game these days is really turning into a hitter's game. And so it is cool to see, Mississippi State's pitching is very elite this year and better than it ever has been, and they lead the nation in a lot of areas.
Chopper to the right side. Only one play, and that's over to first. Gabby Schaefer takes care of Bain for the first out, and on the play, Johnson now in scoring position at second base.
Yeah, and back to that point about it being a hitter's game, it's impressive that Mississippi State pitching staff has been able to do what they've done with it being a game like it is, and especially against the Arkansas Razorbacks with the lineup that they have, what Gould has been able to do so far in this series.
This is Ella McDowell, the third baseman. Yeah, it really is amazing because Arkansas came into this weekend, among the national leaders in numerous categories, including batting average, runs per game, on-base percentage, slugging percentage. But Gould had their number on Friday night, a complete game, 2-hit shutout. She struck out 3, walked 2, through 84 pitches.
And 84 pitches through 7 innings is kind of crazy. Well, 6 for Gould, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very efficient. Soft liner into right field. That will drop for a base hit. They're going to try to score Johnson from second, and she slides in safely. And Ella McDowell gives the Razorbacks the early lead here in the top of the first.
Yeah, really efficient at bat so far for the Razorbacks, and I really like that from McDowell because she got an inside pitch the pitch before that, and that's on the outer half of the plate, and she just went with it. And then obviously with the speed of Johnson from second, that ball was not hit deep at all, and Johnson just has so much speed, and she's able to score easily.
Here's Dakota Kennedy. Last time we saw her at the plate, she launched one over the left center field wall. A 3-run homer in that 8-run fifth inning. Her 14th home run of the season.
Clearly this Razorback lineup has prepared very well today so far. Just already so efficient and taking a different approach today.
Well, they had 2 hits the entire game Friday night against Gould, and already 2 hits here in the top of the first.
Yeah, and carrying that momentum and energy they got in the 5th inning yesterday over into today.
You can see that, don't you, when you end the game and it carries over?
Absolutely. It kind of gives you some confidence, especially ending on as high of a note as they did.
And talking about that swing, that was it yesterday by Dakota Kennedy.
Yeah, that was a monster swing, just right in her sweet spot there, and Dakota Kennedy has so much power, and so pitching to her can be pretty lethal sometimes.
Ground ball to the right side, past the diving Schaefer, and that's a single to right by Dakota Kennedy. And McDowell checks up at second, and Bell will come to the plate, but not before we have a little bit of a conference in the circle. And you mentioned the sweet spot. What Dakota Kennedy found yesterday against MSU pitching there in the 5th inning. We really haven't seen too many batters barrel up this weekend.
Yeah, all of the pitchers that have pitched so far, they all have induced so many mishits, and there hasn't been a ton of strikeouts like we're used to seeing from Mississippi State, and then as well as Arkansas. Peyton Burnham, she's not a strikeout pitcher, but she induced so many mishits from Mississippi State yesterday.
Yeah, I think that kind of got lost in the shuffle. Burnham was so dynamic, and she dominated a 1-hit shutout for Arkansas. This Arkansas pitching, remember, they didn't give up an earned run last weekend against Auburn, and so far no earned runs allowed in 2 games here against Mississippi State.
Yeah, and we expected this series this weekend to kind of be like a pitching versus hitting type of series, and Arkansas, their pitching staff has done very well so far.
No question about it. In fact, that's what Samantha Ricketts was telling us, that this was going to come down to hitting versus pitching. Arkansas lethal offensively, and Courtney Deifel was telling us before the game today is that it can happen quickly. They made some adjustments during the game yesterday against Faircloth, and then they had dividends there in the fifth inning, and there's a base hit. Bobbled a bit out in center field by Keller, and that's going to allow a run to score. So McDowell was ready just to check up at third, but Keller bobbles it. And Bell gets the base hit. There won't be an RBI as an error on Keller, and it's a 2-0 lead.
I mean, a really good job by Bell there, just going with it, hitting it right back up the middle, and something that you want to see from Keller there, just blocking that ball up there and not letting it get by you in a situation like that, because that is so crucial already in the first inning.
And that's the one thing with what I just mentioned, that Arkansas hasn't allowed an earned run now in 5 straight SEC games. You don't want to dig too big of a hole.
No, not at all. And for Mississippi State, I mean, you don't want to allow Arkansas to continue the momentum that they had from yesterday, which is clearly happening right now. So everything, like we've talked about before, is it's all about margins and making as little mistakes as possible, because with a team like Arkansas, they're going to take advantage of it.
So here's Riho hitting .366 on the year. Her on-base percentage is right at 500, .496. They definitely have some gaudy numbers offensively, not to mention their pitching. And even Courtney Deifel, though, she said, hey, Mississippi State's got some gaudy numbers pitching-wise. And we saw that in basically the first, 11 innings. State did not allow a run, but then Arkansas scoring 8 in the 5th to run rule the Bulldogs yesterday. That's one slapped. Riho. Anaya. Almost, I think Anaya's okay down there. That line drive was headed right toward our camera operator there above the Arkansas dugout. There you are. Good to see everything's okay. You got to have quick reflexes. 3-1 the count. Gould's got to be careful with Riho. And that's ball 4. And the bases are now loaded. They're full of Razorbacks, with Wyckoff coming to the plate. And yes, here comes Taryn Mowat McKinney, Mississippi State's outstanding pitching coach. She has done wonders ever since she has come aboard here in Starkville. And this has got to be a concerning start for her.
For sure, and something that Mississippi State's not used to, a team jumping on Gould early like this, but Arkansas has obviously done a very, very good job of seeing what they did on Friday night and what Gould was pitching to them and taking that plan into today and changing it up. And, now we have bases loaded, already 2 runs up in the top of the first.
A lot of eye contact there. Our home plate umpire, Anthony Williams, asking, are we going to make a change? What's up? By the way, Ronald White is our first base umpire today, and Anthony Small is over at third, and Taryn Mowat McKinney heading back to the Bulldog dugout, along with Samantha Ricketts, who was talking to the infield. There you see the MSU 7th-year head coach. She's done wonders as well. Long-time assistant here at State, and then took over the program. All they've been doing is getting better every year. Trying to take the series against number 6 Arkansas, but the Razorbacks having some other ideas here in the top of the first. Smash to the right side. Schaefer to Stiles. The relay not in time. And Wyckoff will reach on the fielder's choice, give her a run batted in as Dakota Kennedy scores. And it's now 3-0 Razorbacks.
Yeah, and I can definitely see that thought process there to try and have your middles back so you can turn 2. Obviously, didn't work in that scenario. I think that ball was a little, it was kind of dead on there at second base to Schaefer. And so I think if the ball is more up the middle, you have a greater chance to turn 2. But with a ball like that, it's really not possible.
So here's Miller, the catcher. The junior starting her 27th game of the season. hitting .328 on the year, but hitting .409 with 2 outs. This one is squib foul. And that's the scenario here with 2 outs. She's got an 0-2 count, though. Mississippi State pitching held Arkansas scoreless the first 11 innings in this series. In the last 2, they've scored 11.
It's kind of like a mindset shift within the last 2 innings for them from yesterday and today. It's just
incredible.
It's kind of the Arkansas offense that we expected to see.
Absolutely. That one in the dirt. And taking second is Wyckoff, so she'll advance on the wild pitch, and now 2 are in scoring position for Kennedy Miller. I know it's just the top of the first, but this is a key moment, especially if you're Peja Gould in Mississippi State.
Absolutely.
Fly ball left field. It's going to be caught by Bernardini, and that will take care of the Razorbacks. But 8 come to the plate. They score 3. We'll take a look at that Mississippi State batting order when we come back, and also tell you who they will be facing in the circle today. For Courtney Deifel here in Game 3 of this series, the senior pitched 4 1/3, gave up a run on 5 hits. The run was not earned. Struck out 5, walked 3 against State on Friday night. What are we looking at with Robin Heron in the circle?
I mean, with Robin Heron here, she has really great spin, and she has a curve that she uses primarily. So obviously that curve is going to go into righties away to lefties, but she does like to stay away from hitters, and she has a very, very effective off speed when she's ahead in the count.
The lineup that Heron will face, it'll be Kiera Sells leading off, followed by Stiles and Barbary. We'll give you the full lineup in just a bit. Sells leading off again here today. Has seen her batting average dip below 400. You see Anna Carter there at the number 5 spot. She's the only left-handed hitter in the lineup today for Samantha Ricketts against the lefty Robin Heron, which is always a difficult assignment for a left-handed hitter against the left-handed pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of also depends on the hitter sometimes. I mean, some hitters do very, very well against lefties. And I think Anna Carter is also one of those that does do well. She goes oppo very well.
Upstairs, 1-2 the count. Sells has reached safely in nearly 60% of her leadoff opportunities this year. Heron, though, leadoff hitters are only hitting a .158 against her. Will this one stay in play down the right field line? It does, but it finds the dirt, and it bounces into the Arkansas near the bullpen area. There you see the second baseman, Davison. It's McDowell, Rijo, Davison, and Bell around the horn for Arkansas. In the outfield, it's Kennedy, Johnson, and Wyckoff, and Miller is catching Heron here today. The 1-2. Heron 11-3 on the year, a 1.42 earned run average. In her 13th start of the year for Courtney Deifel, she's completed 5 of the 12, and she gets Sells a swing and a miss. And a good start for Heron, her first K of the day.
Yeah, very good start from Heron on that very first at bat from Mississippi State. I think she did a really good job there, just switching up her pitches throughout that sequence. And that one was low, and she got Sells there.
So here's Morgan Stiles, who was Samantha Ricketts' leadoff hitter for the majority of the season. This is the 10th game in a row that Sells has led off, and Stiles now in the 2 spot. Did have that double on Friday night Her only hit of the series, but that was a key double that brought Sells to third, and then a couple pitches later was the pass ball, and that ended up being the only run of the game on Friday night. A good old-fashioned pitcher's duel that State won 1-0.
You know, I think the pitch sequence that she's already shown so far in this first and halfway through this second batter now, she kind of starts up with them and then ends up going down. And so that's something for Mississippi State to note if she does continue to do that.
There's a fly ball to right center field. Wyckoff got a nice jump on it, makes the catch, and Stiles is retired for the second out.
It's a great job by Heron there, going ahead and getting that second out. But one thing from Morgan Stiles there, I mean, I would consider that a barreled up ball, and that's something that you want to see Mississippi State change today, is try and find more barrels instead of so many missed hits.
Yeah, it's been a difficult assignment this weekend for Mississippi State, barreling up. But that one is barreled up, and that one is way gone. Right on cue, Nadia Barbary. Her 11th home run of the year, and boy, she put a charge into that one.
Yeah, she absolutely did in the very first pitch of her at bat, and she sends it out of here. And we were just saying you want to see Mississippi State put more barrels on the ball against Heron, and that's exactly what Nadia Barbary did. I mean, what a swing by Barbary. That was right in her wheelhouse, and she took it.
So the Bulldogs have scored an earned run against Arkansas pitching. It's almost like a lunar eclipse against this Razorback pitching staff the last 2 weekends. It's the first earned run that they've given up in 5+ games. Here's Ernstess. That one misses, 2-0 the count.
And that has the potential to kind of bring a little momentum to Mississippi State side, because Arkansas definitely has all the momentum coming from yesterday and then that big top first of the inning that they had. And so for Mississippi State, taking some of that back obviously is important, because you don't want to just lay down and take it from a team, especially in the top of the first when they score like they did and they were as successful as they were in each at bat. Just little tidbits like that can make you successful.
Yeah, y'all, you want to answer. And the Bulldogs have done just that in a 3-0 count to Ernstess. And there's a strike called. Ernstess, just the third player in program history from the state of Indiana. Grew up with fellow Bulldog Sarah Phillips. This one skied into short left center field. Rijo will make the catch, and that will take care of the Bulldogs. But Barbary with the solo home run puts Mississippi State on the board.
Yeah, and that home run from Barbary, that was just what Mississippi State needed there, to just not get shut out in the bottom of the first, and what a swing that was.
Courtney Deifel and company taking a 3-1 lead here into the top of the second inning. Boy, she has engineered one of the greatest turnarounds in college softball during her time at Arkansas. Two-time SEC Coach of the Year. She has done wonders, and we sincerely appreciate her time multiple times this week, not only on the conference call, but giving us some time before the game today. She has to like her team start against Peja Gould.
Oh, for sure, and obviously she's done very well with preparing her team for today and looking at some film and taking a different approach to today against Gould.
Davison leading off. It's the 9, 1, and 2 hitters. Davison, Johnson, and Bain facing Peja Gould. Just to give it some context of what she has done at Arkansas. There's a strike called. She has 393 wins at Arkansas through 11 seasons. Previous 11 years before Deifel, they won only 270.
Wow.
So she's won 123 more games in her time than the previous 11 years. Nice play by Nadia Barbary. Not an easy play. She made it look easy.
Yeah, not at all, and that's exactly what you want to see from a third baseman. Just make it look easy like that, and Nadia Barbary always does well with those plays, with picking them on the run and making it look smooth.
Yeah, you can see why she's all SEC defense. Made the all Southeastern Conference defensive team. And a very important out as Mississippi State finally takes care of a leadoff hitter. And here's Reagan Johnson, who led off the game with a base hit. Came in to score on Ella McDowell's RBI single. That was the first of 3 against Gould in the first. Slap to the left side. Styles sidearms it over to Ernstess for the second out.
That was perfect placement on the defense there. I mean, it looked like they were all placed pretty perfectly, and that one just right there to Styles for an easy out there.
Is that Zach Shaw? Is he in charge of the defense?
Yeah, him and Coach T-Brat.
That's right.
T-Brat is the outfield. Zach Shaw's infield, yeah.
There's a strike called to Bain, who bounced to second her first time up. And you see Zach Shaw right there with the beard. And Coach Bratton right next to him. They must have known we were going to talk about both of them.
Right. And I must say, I mean, Zach Shaw, he takes a lot of pride in defense. He's that's one of his biggest things, you know, no errors.
One and two now the count, and Air kind of was a disruptor for State in the top of the first. Helped Arkansas score one of their runs. Crowd looking for a 1-2-3 inning. And Bain staying alive. Everyone in this batting order for Arkansas has played in all 41 games this year except Miller. This is her 30th. You talk about a consistent batting order. I think Courtney Deifold, I mean, she doesn't have to think about it before she goes to bed at night.
Probably not. And I think these hitters probably get in a roll when they hit behind certain players. And it's working for them, obviously.
Bain has started 40 of the 41, and she extends this top of the second with a sharp single to right.
Man, Bain is just so good, and for her to be a freshman, it's so impressive what she's been able to do this year. Just right through the right side there, not trying to do too much, but she just barreled it up, getting it through the infield.
The fifth hit of the day for Arkansas. 5 for 10 so far after going 2 for 22 against Gould on Friday night. Ella McDowell, I mentioned, had the RBI single to plate the first run of the game. She came around to score later on. Boy, Peja Gould wanted that one, and so did the fans.
Fans will certainly let you know.
Anthony Williams, though, our home plate umpire, he's got the vote that counts, and that one upstairs. And McDowell has reached for the second straight time.
Yeah, patient at bat from McDowell there, just seeing those pitches, not swinging out of her plan, taking all 4 for a walk.
19th time that she's walked this year. This is a very patient offense. Not only can they do damage, but they're not overeager at the plate.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean, they're a very patient offense, but they also are an offense that just takes a lot of pride and quality at bats, and you can see that in what they've done today and yesterday as well.
Fouled straight back by Kennedy. She singled and scored. She scored on Wyckoff's fielder's choice. 2 on, 2 out for the Razorbacks.
And these last two at-bats is kind of something uncharacteristic we're used to seeing from Gould, because she's usually a pitcher that gets ahead and counts, and she's fallen behind in both of these last two.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic for Paige Gould. Gould, who pitched for Columbia in the 2025 Pan American Championships. Ball 4. Back-to-back walks for Gould. She now has 3 on the day.
A lot of times what makes Gould successful is her ability to just clip the plate a little bit with the amount of spin that she has, and Arkansas is doing really, really well today with keeping an eye on that and not swinging out.
This is Bell. Had a single last inning. Peja is named after Peja Stojakovic, who played for the Sacramento Kings in the NBA. Former NBA All-Star. She's met him a couple times. This time, a bouncer to Barbary, steps on the bag, and that will take care of the Razorbacks. And Gould gets out of a bases-loaded jam here in the top of the second. Coming to the plate here in the bottom of the second, it's Carter, Bernardini, and Rivera for head coach Samantha Ricketts. In her 7th season as the head coach, fastest coach in program history to get to 200 wins. And she picked up her 52nd win against a ranked opponent on Friday night, winning game 1 of this series. And 32 of those 52 wins against ranked opponents have been since 2024, Maddie. So they've been on a roll the last 3 years. Let's see if the Bulldogs carry some momentum after Gould gets out of the bases-loaded jam in the top half of the second. Anna Carter leading off, the only left-handed hitter in the lineup facing the lefty Heron. Home run by Barbary in the bottom of the first. The run for Mississippi State today. Now quickly 0-2. Mississippi State is now homered in 29 of the 45 games so far this season. Will Colmeyer alongside Maddie Kennedy Farmer. Maddie, no stranger to the kabooms at the plate. You hit your share here.
I guess so.
Yeah. You don't get to be an All-American if not. All-SEC. Been a pleasure sharing the booth with you this weekend.
It truly has been a pleasure.
We knew we were going to be in for a treat with these two elite programs. That one is low. Evens the count at 2-2. Carter hitting .538 when leading off an inning. And she's hanging tough here with that 2-2 count.
You can kind of see the outfield shifted a little bit because they know Carter does a really good job of going oppo. And so we see our center fielder here just shifted over slightly.
Swing and a miss. Heron's second strikeout of the day.
That was a great job from Heron there, just getting that strikeout off of Carter there, going inside because Carter had been fouling it off to the left side throughout that whole at bat and then going inside right there, just throwing it off.
So here's Morgan Bernardini. First pitch swinging, sends one to the gap in right center field. That's going to go all the way to the wall. And Bernardini with a stand-up double.
And that's exactly what you want to see from Mississippi State there and from Bernardini. Just going oppo, not trying to do too much, just a barrel in the gap. Obviously, she took it where it was pitched, low and out, and she got her back knee under it.
And the Bulldogs have a runner in scoring position with one out. And here's Rivera. Rivera had one of the 5 hits on Friday night for Mississippi State. The only hit yesterday was by Gabby Schaefer against Burnham. That was a double. Skied in the infield. Bell calls off her teammates, makes the catch on Rivera for the second out.
Yeah, and something that you want to see here, just as a plan going forward, if you're Mississippi State, I mean, you know Heron has a little bit of upspin to it, and we've seen a lot of pop-ups. And so trying to get your bat playing kind of more level and on top of it, because Mississippi State takes a lot of cuts that are kind of going up at the ball, trying to hit a home run, which induces a lot of pop-ups against Heron.
Here's another pop-up down the right field line and giving chase and making the catch. Or did she hang on? Did Davison hang on?
No.
She did not. What an effort, though.
Yeah. A little collision there.
Big-time collision.
Yeah.
We're screened up here in the booth looking down the right field line in foul territory. Wow. Bell and Davison. Arkansas training staff out there to make sure she's okay. Even Heron came out to check on her second baseman. There you see Bell and Keller has a second life. Keller, a true freshman from the Lone Star State. Bernardini out at second base. Keller hanging in there. Kenley likes to play pickleball. Trying to see if she can figure one out here, and a line drive snagged by Rijo at shortstop. And that saved a run. We played 2. Razorbacks still lead it by 2. The Hogs lead the Dogs 3-1 as we head to the top of the third. And speaking of dogs, in case you're just joining us, it's the annual Bark in the Park Day, and the dogs have come in all different sizes, Maddie.
Yeah, they sure have. It's always one of my favorite days of the year with the Bark in the Park. My dog would probably be all over the place right now trying to play with all the dogs.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that would be...
She's not allowed to come.
I mean, it's like recess. They get to play, but what kind of dog do you have?
A golden doodle.
Oh, a golden doodle. Plenty of personality there.
Oh, yeah.
In the top of the third, Gould will face Rijo to start things off. Rijo, she plays such a solid shortstop.
Yeah, she does. She makes it look so easy.
I mean, Keller hit a BB, but Rijo snagged it. And that kept it 3-1, and now she gets plunked to lead off the top of the third.
Yeah, right to her shoulder there. Didn't look very comfortable.
That's the 6th time that Rijo's been hit by a pitch this year. And her on-base percentage now over 500 after walking her first time up. Here's Wyckoff, had an RBI fielder's choice her first time up. That completed the 3-run scoring there in the top of the first inning for the Razorbacks. Fly ball down the left field line. Bernardini in foul territory makes the catch. And she takes care of Wyckoff for the first out. Bernardini, Keller, and Sells in the outfield left to right for MSU. Around the horn, it's Barbary, Stiles, Schaefer, and Ernstess from third to first. Mentioned Rivera catching Gould here today. This is Kennedy Miller, speaking of catching. She flew out to left to end the first. That's when the Razorbacks sent 8 to the plate, scored 3. Gould coming into this one, opponents were only hitting $138 against her. I mean, she was extraordinary on Friday night, a 2-hit shutout, complete game. But today, so far, 5 hits for Arkansas. They're 5 for 12 at the plate against Gould. What has changed?
Obviously, their approach has changed and what they're looking for from Gould and the pitches that they're trying to hit. And how they're trying to hit it. I think they're just taking a more level approach and not trying to do too much in their swings and just getting single after single. And obviously with a pitcher like Gould, it's not like you can take some huge swing all the time because she has so much spin.
Right on cue. How about that?
Yeah.
And a strikeout for Gould, and that's her first of the afternoon.
Yeah, and you just saw that spin there from Gould. I mean, it's insane the amount of break that she has on her curve. But it's in the other batter's box by that time. Also, the crazy part is that it crosses the plate.
Yeah. There's a smash foul down the third base line by Davison. Carly, a senior. She's one of 7 Razorbacks that started all 41 games. The other, Bain, has started 40 of the 41. She's played in all 41. That one's hooking foul. 1-2.
Yeah, it kind of looks like she's trying to pull that curve a little bit. And so one thing you want to see is just try and go with the ball where it's pitched. Try and hit off it a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of strange that Gould was just her first strikeout there. Mississippi State came into this weekend. I mean, they dominate the strike zone.
Yeah.
They led the nation coming in with 379 strikeouts. But Arkansas hasn't gone down too many times via the K route.
Yeah, I mean, for pitchers, all pitchers throughout D1, it's going to get more difficult throughout the season for them to continue the success that they've had all season.
Fly ball right field. Sells has it trapped, and that will take care of the Razorbacks. So the leadoff hit by pitch does not come back to hurt Gould. Bulldogs coming to the plate, down by 2. Fun deal. I like having that. Nikki, our producer, always makes sure we get the crew, get their dogs part of the broadcast as well. A lot of dog lovers.
Yeah.
Kind of a theme, though, when you come to Mississippi State. They're all about the dogs. And right now the dogs are trailing the Hogs 3-1. Schaefer leading things off for MSU. It's the 9-1-2 hitters facing Heron, and she pops one up on the right side. And Davison will take care of her second base counterpart for the first out.
Yeah, really just so many pop-ups so far from this Mississippi State lineup, and that's something you want to see different going into the second time through the lineup. You know, do something different than your teammates have done before, and especially against a pitcher like Heron. She's a successful pitcher for a reason, and she's as good as she is for a reason. So finding a way to adjust and do something different is crucial.
Yeah, that's those in-game adjustments that are so important. Obviously, one of the keys yesterday for Arkansas, adjusting to Faircloth, who had their number, a no-hitter through 4. This is Sells, struck out swinging to start the bottom of the first. Courtney Deifel was telling us before the game today that her sister was watching, and it was 0-0.
Yeah.
She went, left the room for a moment, came back, and it was 8-0.
Yeah, it was quite literally in the blink of an eye. I feel like I took one breath and then it was 8-0.
Well, Brian Ogden, the softball contact here at Mississippi State in Sports Information, said it just took 5 pitches from 1-0 to 8-0.
Yeah.
5 pitches.
Yeah.
Just extraordinary. I've never seen it.
I have not either.
And of course, you've seen more softball than I have. But it was a surprise even to the Razorback players. They were saying before the game, they thought it was crazy. I mean, you get no hit for 4, and then a few minutes later, you run rule the team.
I mean, you preach it time after time, hitting is contagious.
Yeah, you talked about it, and sometimes think, it's just an old cliche.
It is not.
It is not.
No.
Wind blowing out to left. Let's see if Sells can get one up in the air. A swing and a miss there, and a strikeout for Heron. She now has 3, 1 in each inning. And this is what we were talking about. 1-0, and then it was 8-0. 5 pitches later. I mean, it was just a hit parade.
Mm-hmm. I just love how all of those were singles.
Yeah.
And they weren't swings that were trying to blast the ball over the wall, and they were just trying to have quality at bats and pass the bat to their teammate behind them.
Yeah, they connected the at-bats, if you will.
For sure. That's why I really enjoy watching the Arkansas lineup hit, because it seems like they're kind of just all one and cohesive, and they are clearly trying to work together and do it as a team.
Well, it worked perfectly in the 5th yesterday, and it worked wonderfully in the 1st here today. And right now, the Bulldogs trying to cut into that lead by Arkansas. But 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 3rd with Morgan Stiles at the plate. Stiles flew out to right her first time up. Nadia Barbary is on deck. She is the recipient of the only home run in this game, the only run of the game for the Bulldogs. This one down the right field line. Good effort again by Davison. Also, the right fielder Wyckoff was giving chase, and they hug each other like good effort. It just found the turf.
I mean, Davison is putting in the work over there at second base, because there's been a lot of foul balls over in that territory today.
Yeah, she's getting her steps in, no doubt. Here's a good look at Davison. Stiles with a 2-2 count. That one bounced foul down the third base line. Heron out of Tampa, Florida. Collected her 11th win of the season. She had 5 shutout innings, struck out 8 last weekend against Auburn. Fly ball to right field. Wyckoff takes care of Stiles, and a 1-2-3 inning for Robin Heron. We played 3, and Arkansas still leading it. As we head to the top of the 4th. And here's Reagan Johnson. You know your offense is doing okay when this is your 3rd at-bat. And we're just starting the 4th inning.
Oh, for sure. Arkansas's been so efficient this game.
Johnson became the Arkansas career hits record holder a couple weeks ago in that win against Florida. And she made history with a bases-loaded RBI single in the bottom of the 5th. Hannah McEwen previously had the record. Asking for if the hitter committed. Third base umpire Anthony Small said no. Johnson led off the game with a base hit. Came around to score on McDowell's RBI single, and there's a swing and a miss. And Tasia Gould has her 2nd strikeout of the day. In fact, she's K'd 2 of the last 3 hitters.
Yeah, very smart pitch from Gould there, just painting the corner, the outside corner, low and away there to get Johnson.
So 1 out for Brinley Bain, 1 for 2 today. Bain had one of the 2 hits against Gould on Friday night. Kennedy had the other. Bain yesterday had a big 2-run double. One of the keys, according to Courtney Deifold earlier this morning, talking to us in that 8-run 5th inning. Arkansas with 10 hits coming into this game in 2 games, and 8 of the 10 came in that 5th inning. There's a strike called. That shutout for Gould was her 8th of the year. There's a base hit by Bain. That's that approach once again, slapping at Oppo.
And that one was a little bit in on the hands there, and she just able to try to choke it through the infield there. Kind of see it going in a little bit. She's able to muscle that through. I mean, it was a nice barrel.
Just a true freshman, folks.
She's going to be impressive throughout her career.
Oh, my goodness. She already leads all the Division I freshmen in hits. Top 30 overall. She's got 2 of them today. That's chopped to third. Barbary to Schaefer. The relay to Ernstess, not in time. And McDowell reaches on the fielder's choice. Bain is forced at second.
Good job by Barbary there. It's possible. I mean, she had to wait a split second. Kind of stuttered there. And then took a tiny bit longer than typical for Schaefer to get that out of her glove on the transfer.
And the sophomore McDowell reaches on the fielder's choice. And here's Kennedy. Reached base both times. Singled and scored in the first, walked in the second. That was a key moment for Peja Gould. That made the bases loaded with 2 outs, and Gould was able to get Bell to bounce into a fielder's choice to end the threat. Gould, an extra stare. Really wanted that call. Those are big calls. That changes a at bat, that's for sure.
Yeah, and she's really living on that hour half.
3-0, Kennedy taking, and she'll trot down the first. Second time she's walked today.
It's definitely smart to not give Dakota Kennedy anything to hit, especially seeing what she did yesterday and what she's done all season long. I mean, she's capable of anything.
Yeah, that home run yesterday was her 14th of the year. Leads the team. 2 on, 2 out for Bell. Last time, Gould beat Bell as she bounced into that fielder's choice to end the inning. Bell trying to return it, not this time. A smash to Barbary, she'll step on the bag, and that will take care of the Razorbacks. We are halfway home here in Starkville. Mississippi State come to the plate trailing 3-2, ended with a bang, and we had an explosive first inning as well. Arkansas scored 3 on Peja Gould in the top of the first and took a 3-0 lead into the bottom of the first and gave Robin Herron a nice cushion to start with.
Yeah.
But the Bulldogs responded in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, they did with Nadia Barbary's home run. But, I mean, Arkansas's been really efficient this game. And then now we have Nadia Barbary back up at the plate now.
Yep, she'll lead off, but she'll be leading off against a new pitcher. It is Sailor Timmerman, who was terrific on Friday night, replacing Herron. Went 1 2/3 innings, retired all 5 batters she faced, including a couple strikeouts. Out of Minocqua, Wisconsin. And Barbary trying to get something started, something they weren't able to do against Timmerman on Friday night. So Herron goes 3 and gives up the 1 run, the home run to Barbary on just 2 hits. You know, Heron, along with Nyjah Kennedy of Texas Tech, are the only two returning pitchers nationally to rank in the top 30 nationally in fewest hits allowed per 7 innings during each of their previous 3 seasons. It's pretty good company to hang out with. And she looked solid outside of that one swing. Barbary put a charge into that one.
Yeah. Heron did look really, really solid today against the Bulldogs.
Yeah, you can see why she earned second-team All-American honors from both D1 softball and Softball America. And Barbary walks to start the bottom of the 4th against another freshman, a talented freshman in Sailor Timmerman.
Yeah, and Timmerman was really successful against the Bulldogs on Friday night. Obviously, Bulldogs coming out with that win, with that kind of pass ball in the 5th inning. But Timmerman did really well coming in for Heron on Friday night.
Yeah, Bulldogs had a hard time with her, that's for sure. Here is Ernstess. And a quick conversation. Kennedy Miller coming out to talk to Timmerman. Just the second player in program history for Arkansas from Wisconsin, joining Brett Erickson. She played in the late 90s. Timmerman was a member of the under-18 USA Women's Junior National Team alongside current teammates Ella McDowell and Cam Harrison. Soft pop-up, and that's Davison taking care of Ernstess for the first out.
Yeah, and I think they're obviously only the second batter in for Timmerman, but she hadn't pitched a lot of strikes yet so far since she's come in. So Ernst is there. I think you want to see a striking away and not give away in an at-bat like that, but a great job on Timmerman to get that out.
And here's Anna Carter, former Saluki of Southern Illinois. Struck out swinging against Heron back in the 2nd.
Yeah, it's almost like Timmerman just needs to get a groove.
Courtney Deifel out there quickly to talk to her. Did you play others? I know you played other sports besides softball, right? Growing up.
Yeah, volleyball and basketball.
Volleyball and basketball. Well, Timmerman swam and played basketball at Lakeland Union.
You don't typically hear swimmers
I
and
know.
softball together.
That's what I included. That's why
cool.
Yeah, it is. So the conversation is over. Timmerman coming in. She has won all 8 of her decisions this year. Mississippi State, she's trying to get something going offensively. Just 2 for 12 against Arkansas pitching here today. From your perspective, what's their best bet to get something going offensively?
Not take too big of swings and just try and pass the bat one after another.
Take a shorter, more compact.
A little shorter approach to the ball, because one swing, I mean, I guess you could say one swing would tie up the game right now. But if you want to be successful over the long term, you have to learn how to pass the bat and have quality at bats. I don't know that we have seen too many quality at bats today from Mississippi State.
This would be a perfect time for one for Anna Carter. And there's ball 4. That's the 15th time that Carter has walked. And so 2 walks in the inning by Timmerman.
And those are considered quality at bats, are walks, and not many walks have been issued this weekend like that, especially 2 in an inning like this. And so good job on Barbary and Carter there, just taking their pitches.
Tatum Silva will come out and run for Carter. You see the cowbells, the clanging. These Bulldog fans trying to encourage their beloved Bulldogs. So Silva is at second, and there's Greta Grassel out of Boscobel, Wisconsin. Speaking of Wisconsin.
Bulldog left fielder Morgan Bernardini.
So Grassel is at second. And you got Silva at first, a pair of pinch runners for Samantha Ricketts. First pitch upstairs to Morgan Bernardini. Bernardini with a double her first time up. She has one of the 2 hits for MSU. That 2-bagger by Bernardini, her 8th of the year. Bernardini hitting at 279. Looking to add to her RBI total that is at 23 right now. There's a strike called.
I think for the Bulldogs here, just facing Timmerman, understanding that she is throwing a little more up in the zone. And so you have to understand your approach at that point, especially with a pitcher like Timmerman. I mean, yes, the ball's up in the zone, and sometimes it can look like, oh, I really want to hit that ball. It's just right there, but you can get yourself in trouble sometimes with hitting pop-ups with pitches like that. So taking the right swing plane.
Bernardini with a base hit up the middle. Greta Grassel trying to score. She slides in safely. And the Bulldogs have cut it to 1 as Morgan Bernardini delivers.
That's an awesome job by Bernardini there, just hitting it right back up the middle where it's pitched. I mean, she's having a successful day so far and get the Bulldogs within 1 of tying this game.
Yeah, Bernardini has 2 of the 3 hits for MSU. And it's only fitting on the annual Bark in the Park that she owns a Black Lab Chesapeake Bay Retriever mix.
Yeah.
And that's going to do it for Timmerman. And she was lights out Friday night, but the Bulldogs were able to figure her out, and Courtney Dyfo going to the bullpen. We're going to step aside. We'll come back and tell you who will replace Timmerman. The Bulldogs have cut it to 1 here in the... The Bulldogs and their fans, they got the cowbells are ringing right now. They've cut it to 3-2. So what does Courtney Dyfo do? She brings in Robin Herron, which you can do. You can re-enter a starting pitcher, and this is what Herron did in the first 3 innings today. Gave up just 2 hits. That run was the home run by Barbary. Did not walk anybody, and so now Herron comes back in to face Des Rivera. An uncharacteristic outing for Timmerman, and now it's Troutman pinch hitting for Rivera. Third substitution already of this inning. Grassel and Silva came in to pinch run, and now Taylor Troutman pinch hitting for Rivera. Troutman had the dramatic walk-off against number 1 ranked Tennessee to send the Lady Vols down to defeat for the first time this year. That was one of her 4 home runs on the season. She's behind 0-2 to Herron. Line into right center field by Troutman. She's digging for 2, and she'll have an RBI double. Taylor Troutman with 2 strikes on the All-American Herron. And she gets the double to score Silva from second. And the Bulldogs have tied it.
Yeah, and what an at-bat by Taylor Troutman there. I mean, she's so good in clutch situations like this, and we've seen it all year long. Just a line drive to the gap there, scoring a run for the Bulldogs and tying up this game.
Look at Troutman, yeah.
Yeah, she's fired up.
She needs to be amped up. That was clutch. I mean, 0-2 the count to Herron.
Yeah.
One of the top pitchers in the Southeastern Conference.
That's something, Taylor Troutman's always so fun to watch because she's always ready for her at bat and she takes her cuts.
Quite a story. Out all last year with an injury. And came through to start her season this year, hit a home run. First at bat. Here's Kinley Keller at the plate with 2 in scoring position. Also, pinch running for Bernardini is Kalani Sells. And as expected, my score sheet is getting a bit messy. Two in scoring position with only one out for Keller at the plate. Keller lined out to the shortstop. Rijo made a nice play, snagging a would-be base hit away from Keller in her first appearance.
In this situation right here, I mean, you see that rollover ground ball to the left side for foul there, of course, but in this situation, as a hitter, you have to know what exactly Arkansas is trying to do with runners on second and third. You don't want the ball to go to the right side of the field because that allows runners to score so easily. So they're obviously trying to induce a rollover ground ball.
2-2 to Keller. And now a full count. The 3-2 from Heron to Keller. Lined and caught by the third baseman. And McDowell beats Sells back to the bag, or did she?
And if she did, that will be one heck of a play. Either way, it was one heck of a play there by McDowell. And it looks like the Bulldogs are going to...
Are they going to challenge it?
Yeah.
I think we might have a challenge coming up by Samantha Ricketts. So yes, they are going to review it. Keller lined sharply. What a play by McDowell just to make that catch and then have the wherewithal for McDowell to dive over to the bag to try to get Sells. And right now, the call on the field is out, but we're going to have a review.
That was one heck of a play by McDowell.
Such a good hitter, McDowell, but also
A really good defender.
a terrific defender as well, yes. I'm going to check out Hawkeye. Let's see if we can really slow it down. Here we go. Wow, that's close.
After review, the call is confirmed. The runner is out.
And on a bang
That's
bang
the
play
Mississippi
at
State
third,
first challenge of the ball
McDowell
game. They have
does
one
beat
remaining.
Sells to the bag, and that will end the inning. But the Bulldogs score a pair, and with 4 in the books, we're tied at 3. Top of the 5th here in Starkville, tied at 3. Here's the updated SEC standings. Oklahoma, to no surprise, leading the way. Alabama a couple games back. Florida on the heels of Bama. Texas A&M has won the first 2 against Ole Miss in its series. And there you see Arkansas at 9-5. Mississippi State at 6-8. Such a critical series. Well, all of them are crucial, it seems like, but maybe even more for Mississippi State. They've only had 1 series win so far this year in SEC play.
Yeah, I think this is definitely a critical series for Mississippi State to win. And going forward in the last half of SEC play, you know, you want to be on a hot streak entering in the postseason.
First pitch swinging is Rijo. Backhanded by Schaefer. The throw over to first is in time. Ernstess makes the play at first, and that takes care of Rijo, and that's the first time Rijo has been retired today.
A good job by Ernstess there to hold her ground. And I think from Schaefer there, you just want to see a little bit, get your feet more settled under you. She looked a little rushed in that play. Still a good job to go ahead and get that out, but definitely looked a little rushed, which could have resulted in an overthrow.
You played some first. You understand what Ernstess was going through there. Here's Wyckoff. An RBI fielder's choice back in the first, and then a fly to left in the third. So 0 for 2 officially for Wyckoff. Fly ball, deep center field. This has got a chance, and it's gone. How about that response by Arkansas as Kaylee Wyckoff with her 6th home run of the season.
Yeah, and what a response by Arkansas there with Wyckoff going with the long ball. And that was a great swing, just hitting it right back up the middle. Got the wind blowing out a little bit. That was a beautiful swing.
Yeah, and Kalani Sells, who stayed in the game after pinch running, just ran out of real estate.
Yeah, I'm getting Arkansas back on top there.
That's what great teams do.
Yeah, especially with an inning. I mean, Mississippi State just tying it up, and that's huge for Arkansas to come back and respond to what Mississippi State just did and try and pull the momentum back to their side.
Well, it's like a heavyweight bout, and we knew we were going to have one this weekend, and that's a punch-counterpunch. 4-3 Razorbacks with Kennedy Miller at the plate. 0 for 2 today against Gould. A fly out to left, and then Gould struck her out swinging.
But that's really what makes Arkansas so great. You know, Mississippi State just tied up the game, and they're like, okay, so what? We're a really good team, and we have a really good lineup, so we're going to go show what we're made of.
Gould ahead now.
And Coach Deifel earlier this week on the call, I mean, she said, she really enjoys this team because they are so businesslike. And that's just what that felt like right there, is that, okay, we're just going to go take care of business and do our jobs. It's really no biggie to them.
Yeah, she said, now some days are better than others, but she really likes that her team, they've got the character that leans into the hard.
Yeah.
There is a lot to like about this Arkansas team. You know, we asked her about what the message is to the team at this point to finish out the last half of conference play, and she said, you know, we're creatures of habit and wanting to stay in the moment. You know, this time of year, you can get caught up looking ahead.
Yeah, for sure, and that can certainly happen at this point in the year. You get so antsy about postseason and wanting to do well for your standings there, obviously wanting to host a regional and then also potentially host a super regional, which is huge.
Miller sends one deep to left, and Arkansas has gone back-to-back with home runs from Wyckoff and now Kennedy Miller. And it's 5-3 Razorbacks.
Another big swing by Kennedy Miller there. Just going back-to-back home runs. That was a really great swing, just pulling that ball. Yeah, she got all of that ball there.
You saw Tatum Silva, who came in after pinch runnings, now playing left field. Keller's over in right. So back-to-back home runs by Arkansas, and Samantha Ricketts talked to us about it. She said they're a great team, they respect them, they do things the right way, and that the offense is a huge piece of what they do. They not only hit well, they hit for power as well as average, and we're seeing the power on display in this inning.
Yeah, and we've seen a little bit of all of it this weekend so far from Arkansas. You know, all the singles, and now the home runs are coming. And I think that's just a testament to the work that they've put in and how they've prepared for Gould.
Miller's second home run of the year, and there's a line single to left by Carly Davison. And the Razorbacks continuing to hammer away against the outstanding right-hander, Peja Gould.
Yeah, and that's a huge at-bat from Davison there. You know, you had 2 home runs back-to-back from Wyckoff and Miller. But Davison, that's almost comparable in and of itself, because to continue that momentum from the home runs and not being out right after a home run, that's really crucial in the game of softball, to have that momentum be on your team's side.
And it looks like that might be the end of the day for Peja Gould. Taryn Mowat-McKinney, the pitching coach, making the decision, and there you see Gould. She goes 4 1/3 today, gives up the 5 runs on 9 hits. A total different day at the office for Peja Gould after spinning that outstanding 2-hit shutout against this Arkansas squad on Friday night. We're gonna step aside with Arkansas leading 5-3 and tell you about Alyssa Faircloth, who's coming in to replace her here in the 5th. Alyssa Faircloth, the former Troy Trojan, now Mississippi State Bulldog, in replacing Gould. Faircloth had a no-hitter yesterday through 4 innings before Arkansas got to her. Ended up giving up 4 runs, all earned on 3 hits. Still an earned run average under 2, and with that loss yesterday, now 10-4.
Yeah, and Faircloth, I mean, Arkansas jumped right on her yesterday, in the 5th inning, at least they jumped on her. And they were successful against Faircloth yesterday, so for her today to come out with a different plan is perhaps what we're going to see, and to keep this 2-run lead from the Razorbacks that day.
Facing Reagan Johnson, who is 1 for 3 today with a run scored. Showed bunt, pulled the trigger back, snap throw down to first, and just getting back safely is Davison. Boy, Rivera's got herself a gun at that right arm.
She really does. That was right on the money, too.
I mean, perfectly. Again, Johnson tried to bunt her way on, and Barbary nearly made the circus catch. And now 0-2 the count. And Barbary might have a berry on that elbow after that one. 0-2 the count to Johnson. Bain is on deck. Faircloth became the fastest Bulldog pitcher to record 100 strikeouts in a season. She ranks 5th nationally in strikeouts this year. She's getting close to the 6th 200 strikeout season in school history.
And that could be a testament to the speed change that she's able to have, because she has a very lethal changeup. And it's a very effective pitch for her.
Look for that here.
Possibly.
1-2 the count. Foul ball.
A pitch like that can be successful against a slapper like Johnson, or really any slapper, especially with a changeup, because Faircloth, I mean, she throws pretty hard, and then when you get that speed change in there, a slapper, sometimes it can be hard to adjust. But Johnson is also a very good slapper.
And there's Barbary making the play at third, flips it over to Schaefer. They get the force on Davison. And Johnson reaches on the fielder's choice, but boy, they don't call it the hot corner for nothing.
No, they don't, and that's really high softball IQ from Nadia Barbary there, understanding she just bobbled that ball. And usually when you bobble a ball, it's all bobbles go one. But with a runner like Johnson, you cannot do that. And so having the ability to go to second right there was a really smart play on her part.
Yeah, you talk about that softball IQ. That's exactly what Nadia Barbary showed off there. And here's Bain, who's 2 for 3 today. 2 outs thanks to that play by Barbary. Been a big top of the 5th inning. 5th inning's was the key in the first 2 games. It's when all 9 of the runs were scored. State scored its run on Friday night in the 1-0 win, and then Arkansas had all 8 of their runs yesterday in the 5th. Already 2 key home runs in this 5th inning by Wyckoff and Miller. But Bain flies to left. Silva squeezes it, and that will take care of the Razorbacks. However, Wyckoff and Miller go back-to-back. Samantha Ricketts and the Bulldogs looking to respond here in the bottom of the 5th after back-to-back home runs in the top of the 5th by Arkansas. And entering today, Mississippi State has scored 46 of its 80 runs this year in the 5th inning or later.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that can kind of tell you the grit that Mississippi State has when they entered the late innings. And understanding, I mean, this is a crucial part of the game, especially trying to respond to the home runs that Arkansas just had.
Yeah, in most of the games, these been pitchers' duels with Mississippi State being involved in this year. I think 2nd in the SEC in the lowest amount of combined runs in a game. So they're in close ones, and so thanks to the pitching.
Yeah. And so far in this game, I mean, when runs have been scored by one team, the other team has responded. And so we'll see if Mississippi State can continue that trend here.
Schaefer leading things off. It's the 9-1-2 hitters. Schaefer, Sells, and Stiles against Robin Heron. Schaefer lifts one to center. That's Reagan Johnson making the catch, and there's one out here in the 5th.
A good job by Heron there, going ahead and getting that first out and inducing another pop-up from Mississippi State.
So here's Kiara Sells. Of course, we talked about her younger sister, Kalani. They're part of the 9th pair of sisters in MSU history. Swing and a miss. In fact, Kiara, along with Kalani, they're 2 of the 5 children whose names all start with K. Huh. Kiara Sells today 0 for 2, a couple strikeouts swinging against Heron. Check swing, did she commit? No. Heron has 15 10-plus strikeout games, which are the 2nd most in program history, trailing only Mary Haff. She had 16 back in 2018 to 22. And Sells with a nice at-bat there, coaxes the walk.
Yeah, good job by Sells there, understanding, her last 2 at-bats against Heron, she struck out against her on 2 different pitches. And so really seeing the ball in that at-bat and getting a walk for her team.
So 1 on, 1 out for Morgan Stiles, and here comes Courtney Deifel to talk to Robin Heron. You know, Heron trained under the same pitching coach as former Arkansas All-American Mary Haff. We just talked about her when growing up. Must be something about
their pitching coach.
Yes, I would say so. And looks like we're going to have a pitching change. So we'll take a break. Arkansas leads at 5-3. Stiles, the tying run, come to the plate when we come back. Robin Heron leaves, and number 12, Peyton Burnham, is in for Arkansas out of Eugene, Oregon. She was the Oregon Gatorade Player of the Year back in 2023. A D1 softball freshman All-American last year, and boy, she spun a beauty yesterday against Mississippi State.
Yeah, and she's just another one of these pitchers on this Arkansas staff, and really pitchers in this entire series on both teams that just induces mishit after mishit. She's not going to get a ton of strikeouts, and so she relies a lot on her defense.
Threw 67 pitches yesterday, Maddie, faced 16 batters.
Yeah,
a one-hit shutout.
Yeah, she pitched very, very well yesterday against these Bulldogs.
And so here is Burnham facing Stiles. Stiles with a couple flyouts to right against Heron. Stiles averaged down to .338, still having a terrific season. Went 1 for 3 on Friday, and then 0 for 2 yesterday. So 1 for 7 in the series. Kiara Sells is the runner at first, and there's a one-hopper to third. McDowell to Davison, and the relay in time to Bell. And around the horn they go. 5, 4, 3. And that takes care of the Bulldogs here in the bottom of the 5th. Top of the 6th, Alyssa Faircloth. And time for our trivia question. How many Mississippi State pitchers have had 200-plus strikeouts in a single season? I was telling you last inning that Faircloth is getting close. She's got 181 this year. Nikki, our producer, always loves throwing a trivia question. Also, when we work with Kyle Apat, he loves the trivia, loves some trivia time as well.
Didn't we say it was 5?
I would think so. That would be my guess as well. McDowell leading things off. She wears the number 6, but I think 5 is the answer. Dakota Kennedy is on deck, then Bell and Rijo. This is yanked foul and out of play. Silva giving chase.
I feel like McDowell has a little bit of confidence to her right now. She's made some really, really great plays on defense. That swing looked like she had some confidence in her.
Yeah, she's reached base twice today. Had the RBI single and scored in the first, then walked in the second. You know, today is the Bark in the Park event, the annual deal. Faircloth rescues kittens off the street and keeps them as pets. So it's not quite the dog, but it's kind of a pet theme. Says a lot about Alyssa Faircloth. She enjoys hunting, and right now she's going to be hunting for some outs. And there you see some of the dogs in the park here today. And ball 4. And Arkansas wants some insurance here in the top of the 6th. So Faircloth with 181, and the correct answer is 5. Allison Owen leading the way with 250, 4 ahead of Autumn Anderson. That's first pitch swinging Dakota Kennedy. And the long run by Kalani Sells. She can't make the catch. And all of a sudden, Arkansas with 2 in scoring position. As the left fielder, Tatum Silva, did she lose that one in the sun?
Yeah, it looked like she lost that one in the sun. And the sun can be difficult to work around in this time of day, but understanding that the sun is there, so you have to find a way to work around it.
And so Kennedy, instead of flying out, will get credit for a double.
Yeah.
And she has reached base now all 4 times. And here's Bell. She's bounced into fielder's choices the last 2 times up to end threats for Arkansas. She had a single in the first and was stranded at third. Owen won the count to Bell. Bell hitting an even 400 on the season. Another great opportunity to add to her 45 runs batted in this year.
And when Bell takes a swing, she takes her hacks.
Oh, my goodness,
Yeah.
yes. And Faircloth pulls the string there.
Yeah, I mean, I think throughout the weekend, what I've been able to tell is that Bell really, really enjoys a nice off-speed pitch because every single time one has come, she's taken a hack.
Good memory. Let's see what Faircloth will do with 2 and 2. Low. Rivera.
A lot of times, though, I mean, some hitters just get choked up by it and they just don't swing because they don't like swinging at off speeds. And so Bell, she knows she can hit them, so she takes her swings.
Arkansas today 2 for 6 with runners in scoring position. And there's a walk. He gets past Rivera. The flip to Faircloth is not in time as McDowell scores on the wild pitch, and that is a big insurance run there for the Razorbacks here in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, you're exactly right. A huge insurance run for the Razorbacks, and a good job on McDowell to be ready for that and realize that it's not just going to be a regular walk to get bases loaded, but she took advantage of the opportunity. And I think for Rivera there, you just have to try and block that ball up a little bit more and kind of get your chest over it and get around it more.
Let's see if we'll have a pinch runner for Bell. As Courtney Deifel now has a 6-3 lead. And yes, see, is that 13? Casey Wood, the junior. We saw her pinch run on Friday night, I believe, and then stayed in the game. Check that. That was yesterday. And she stayed in and played right field. There's a throw down to second and a stolen base for Wood. That didn't take long.
Not at all.
Second steal of the year and as many tries for Wood, and so 2 more in scoring position for Arkansas. Still nobody out here in the top of the 6th against Alyssa Faircloth. Riho has walked, been hit by a pitch, and then grounded out to second. That ground out was the first out last inning, and then Wyckoff and Miller had back-to-back jacks that put Arkansas up 5-3. Faircloth with an 0-2 count on Riho. Needing a strikeout here, and just missing on that one, and it's 1-2. Faircloth, 19 strikeouts away from 200, and it's now 18 as Faircloth with a much-needed strikeout on Riho.
Yeah, using that off-speed to her advantage there and freezing Riho. That was a really good pitch by Faircloth. She did leave it up a little bit in the zone, which could be dangerous. But, she froze Riho on that one.
And here's Wyckoff, who gave Arkansas the lead last inning with the big swing. And Wyckoff sends one out to Kinley Keller. Will it be deep enough to score the run? Here comes the throw, and it gets past Rivera, and sliding in safely is Kennedy. And so a sac fly to right by Wyckoff, and she's driven in her 3rd run of the day.
I think that play there, great job on Wyckoff to score that run there. That can be a difficult play for Rivera to make. Obviously didn't make the play there because that ball was on a short hop, and from an outfielder you do want a long hop in that situation to make it easier on the catcher, because that is a bang bang play, and she would be in trouble of an obstruction call if it's not.
There you go, and it wasn't in between, like you said, the hop.
Yeah, it's just really hard to make that play, and so you always, your outfielders, you want them to try and go for a long hop if they are going to hop it.
And a nice job by Wood tagging, and she's now at 3rd with 2 outs with Kennedy Miller at the plate. Check swing, and she did commit. 7-3 Arkansas. 2 really huge runs here in the top of the 6th inning for the Razorbacks. Mississippi State had taken the momentum after scoring 2 in the bottom of the 4th to tie it at 3. And then really looking for more, and that play by McDowell at 3rd as Keller lined that. Looked like it was going to be a base hit, and not only was it a catch by McDowell, she got to the bag in time to get the double play. There's a fly ball to deep center field, and Kalani Sells runs into the wall but makes the catch. And that takes care of the Hogs, but they add 2 more, and they'll take a 4-run lead into the bottom of the 6th. Arkansas takes a 4-run lead into the bottom of the 6th. Will Colmeyer hanging out with Maddie Kennedy Farmer. And Maddie, want to wish you a happy early birthday, huh?
Thanks.
Look at this. How about that picture?
Aw, little Saint May.
Good stuff, and birthday is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep. Nothing like spending the whole weekend, though, in the booth with Colmeyer, so sorry about that.
Hey, I'll take it.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun this weekend. We knew we were going to have some great games, and it's been quite a series between these 2 powers. But happy early birthday.
Thank you, thank you. I'm feeling a little old these days, you know.
You want to
Quarter
feel
of a
old?
century.
We'll flip ages. Colmeyer with Kennedy Farmer, the former All-American here, all SEC, all everything, and quite the analyst as well. So the entire crew says happy birthday to you.
Well, thank you.
Right now, Barbary and the Bulldogs, they got some work to do. Barbary has reached base both times, solo home run in the first, and she sends one to deep left field. Good running out there by Dakota Kennedy. She jumped on it. Nice jump as soon as that thing was hit by Barbary, and she makes the catch. First time Barbary's been retired.
Kennedy did get a really good jump on that ball, tracking that one down.
So 1 out. Nobody on for Paige Ernstess. The cleanup hitter 0 for 2 today. A couple pop-ups. 1 to short, 1 to second. Bulldogs are running out of outs.
Yeah, they are.
Failed to mention, you know, I'm a Nugget nerd, and I kind of held this one out. You know, we talked about Arkansas's hitting and their pitching, but Arkansas actually returns 99.7% of its innings pitched from last season, including all 44 wins, 9 saves, and all 346 strikeouts. So Courtney Geifel knew what she had coming into this season.
Absolutely, and that can be really great to build a program just over the span of the years.
Right now, Peyton Burnham is taking care of business. 9-3 on the year, a couple saves. There's a swing and a miss, and a strikeout for Burnham on Ernstess. First strikeout of the day for Burnham.
Yeah, and Burnham obviously continuing her success that she had yesterday against the Bulldogs. Yeah, that was a really good pitch, just low and away to get Ernstess there. That's a hard pitch to hit.
And Samantha Ricketts
Next to play for the Bulldogs
is now Carter. So Silva ran for her and then stayed in the game. But then now you've got Carter re-entering. Carter today struck out swinging in the second and walked. Silva pinch ran for her and came around to score on the RBI double by Troutman after Bernardini's RBI single to score Greta Grassel. And that's how the Bulldogs tied it in the bottom of the fourth. But since then, it's been all Arkansas. 2 in the fifth, 2 in the sixth. We talked about Timmerman earlier this game, pitching for Arkansas, that she swam in high school. Carter loves swimming as well. She was actually high school teammates with Morgan Stiles, Anna Carter. Fly ball, left field. Kennedy again with the putout, and a clean 1-2-3 inning for Peyton Burnham. We're going to the seventh, and Arkansas leading 7-3. In case you're just joining us, let me bring you up to speed as we head to the top of the seventh. Arkansas has out-hit Mississippi State, and more importantly, the 7-3 lead. Heron looks like if Arkansas can hang on, will get the win. Wyckoff and Miller, those were huge swings. Back-to-back kabooms there in the top of the fifth, and that gave Arkansas the lead right now that they have extended now to 7-3. Bernardini's had a nice day at the plate for Mississippi State. Barbary with the solo blast. Will Colmeyer alongside the soon-to-be birthday girl, Maddie Kennedy Farmer. First pitch, bunt, beauty, and Abby Grace Richardson, who just came into the game replacing Ernstess. Oh, they're calling the runner safe. So a bunt single by Davison to start the top of the seventh for Arkansas.
Yeah, that one definitely could have caught Abby Grace Richardson off guard there, and honestly, I'm not sure if she had a play by throwing it or tossing it to first there, because Schaefer was late to the bag there. So that's honestly all she could do.
Isn't it strange how you bring a new player in defensively and how the ball finds that person.
It'll always find you.
It's incredible. I mean, sometimes it doesn't, but it seems like the majority of the time it does. And there you see the former JUCO All-American at Colin Community College here in Mississippi, Richardson, now playing first. And a bunt single with Reagan Johnson at the plate. And Arkansas looking to add on even more here.
That was really smart gameplay by Davison, too, understanding that she just came into the game and she was playing back, so she's likely not ready for that there.
Ooh, and that one is rolled to the plate by Faircloth, and easily getting down to second on the wild pitch was Davison. Looks like that one must have just slipped out of the hands of the standout southpaw, Alyssa Faircloth. That one in the dirt. Rivera knocks it down, though. Arkansas trying to win the final 2 games of this series, win the rubber match and the series after Mississippi State in a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel. Gould outdueled Heron Friday night, winning 1-0. Kalani Sales giving chase. That one will find the turf. Kind of interesting, Kinley Keller now in center field, and she's got the Sells sisters to each side. You got Kalani out there in left and Kiara out in right field. I mentioned Richardson, the new first baseman. The rest of the infield intact. That one in the dirt. And another wild pitch will send Davison now to third with nobody out.
Yeah, it's almost like the ball's just slipping out of her hand during this at bat.
It is a very warm, and it's starting to get sticky. The humidity is coming back. And there is ball 4. And Reagan Johnson now at first. So the Razorbacks have runners at the corners with nobody out, and Bain coming to the plate. Check that. It's going to be
Burnham.
Burnham.
I think this is one of those moments also for Mississippi State. It could be a beneficial moment to just call a timeout, especially after throwing so many pitches in the dirt, and allow Faircloth just to kind of regain her footing.
There goes the throw down to second. Sliding in safely is Reagan Johnson. She's now 17 for 17 on the base path this year.
Yeah, and really there's just, Reagan Johnson is so fast. There's just honestly no shot of getting her.
Burnham at the plate this year, 0 for 2. Has not hit since February 8th against Akron. Burnham trains both horses and dogs in her free time. Kind of continuing the bark in the park theme here today, and a swing and a miss. And that takes care of Burnham. Second strikeout for Faircloth.
Just an awesome job by Faircloth there. Just go ahead and get that strikeout, especially after that at bat against Reagan Johnson. It was a very unsteady presence from Faircloth during that Johnson at bat. And so just trying to gain her footing there.
Here's McDowell. She's walked twice, had an RBI single. She scored a couple runs. She's made some terrific plays in the field as well. She's been a problem for the Bulldogs today, but then again, she's been a problem for opponents since she's arrived at Arkansas. Just a sophomore. Batting average now up to .358. She's driven in 43 this season. She's got a chance to add to that total with 2 in scoring position. Davison at third, Reagan Johnson at second. And it's a 3-0 count to McDowell. So she's 123 at-bats into the season, and her OPS is over 1,100.
Wow.
Those are Madison Kennedy numbers. There's ball 4 to McDowell. And she's walked for the 3rd time today. Boy, I'll tell you what.
She has a really good eye.
Yes. And uncharacteristic pitching today for Mississippi State. A lot of walks, a lot of free passes. That's now 8 on the day.
Yeah, really yesterday and today, both uncharacteristic. But in all honesty, the deeper you get into SEC play and the deeper you get into season, that's going to happen. And you have to find a way to adjust and work around it and show some different stuff and not just do the same thing, because teams are going to figure you out eventually.
And that looks like the case here this weekend for Arkansas. And here's Dakota Kennedy. She is yet to be retired. Looked like she was going to get retired last time up, and then fly ball lost in the sun. This time a single up the middle. It's going to plate a pair. And Dakota Kennedy's day continues to have lots of success as Davison scores, Reagan Johnson scores, McDowell checks up at second. It's now 9-3 Razorbacks.
I mean, Dakota Kennedy really just having a successful day today, hitting that ball right back up the middle and plating 2 for the Razorbacks. And Dakota Kennedy can really do it all, honestly.
Phenomenal cleanup hitter for Arkansas. Here's Bell. Kind of need that breeze on this warm and humid day. Big old cut. Yeah, Arkansas, there's a reason why they're ranked among the nation's leaders in so many different offensive categories. And even some pitching categories as well. I don't want to sell the pitchers in the circle.
Yeah.
Sell them short. It's just an all-around really good team, and there's a reason why Arkansas is among the nation's top-ranked teams. And there's a base hit up the middle by Bell. And that will score McDowell from second. And the hit parade continues for the Razorbacks. It's now 10-3.
Things like this is what makes good teams really great. It's just getting those singles after single and passing the bat and not taking big swings all the time. Understanding that singles get the games done and get the games won. We're sitting now 10-3. And it's not like they are huge swings. They're just putting their barrel on the ball and in the right places. And that's why Arkansas is so great.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And it's crazy how this whole weekend has shifted. Arkansas did not score a run in the first 11 innings against Mississippi State pitching, had only 2 hits in 11 innings. Been a different story since then. So Delaney Everett will come in to replace Faircloth. We'll tell you about her numbers on the year when we come back. Delaney Everett is the new pitcher for Mississippi State. She threw 2/3 of an inning yesterday, did not give up a run. Walked 1, gave up a base hit, faced 4 batters through 15 pitches. The junior this year has yet to give up an earned run. She has won her only decision, and this is her 5th appearance of the season.
Yeah, and Delaney Everett, it was nice to see her yesterday. It's been a long time since we've seen Delaney Everett pitch, and just seeing what she has and obviously giving Arkansas a different look than what they were expecting to see. And yesterday she was put in a difficult situation coming in, and here she is again in another difficult situation, and see if she gets out of it.
Not an easy assignment with runners at first and second, 1 out. Arkansas has already scored 3. Delaney wears the number 48 as a nod to her uncle, Josh Perry, who played football at San Jose State and also played 3 seasons in the NFL. That one in the dirt. The wild pitch will send Kennedy to third, and Bell is at second. So 2 more in scoring position. It sounds like a broken record. I've been saying that for most of the afternoon.
But, I mean, Arkansas has really just been able to get it done.
Rijo fouls this one off. And to continue our Bark in the Park theme here today, Delaney has 2 dogs, Goose and Maverick, of course, named after Top Gun.
Right.
There's strike 3 called, and Delaney Everett gets the strikeout on Rijo.
That's an awesome job by Delaney Everett, just coming right in and getting the strikeout right away on the inside corner there, freezing Rijo.
Here's Wyckoff coming to the plate, and Delaney Everett, obviously last year, tough way to start the year. Her father passed away 2 weeks prior to the season. And you see that pitching towel, and she now wears her California Highway Patrol badge number, her father's badge number on her pitching towel and face mask. So it's a nice tribute. Of course, she couldn't thank the teammates. I mean, just how tough would that be? But the whole Mississippi State family, especially the softball family, just kind of put their arms around her. And she had a really good year last year.
Yeah.
This time she hits the batter Wyckoff, and that will load the bases for Arkansas here with 2 outs in the top of the 7th.
That is not a fun spot to get hit.
No, I was just going to say, Wyckoff wasn't thrilled reaching base on that.
Yeah. That pitch just got away from Delaney Everett there.
Looks like she's going to have a pinch runner. She is still smarting down that first base line now in foul territory. She's trying to walk it off.
It can be painful.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, there will be a pinch runner. And those are some of the Arkansas fans, again, wearing the same headwear that we had yesterday. Let's see. Looks like that's Jaden Wells, the junior utility player. Nope, check that. That's Walker. Walker usually, yep, there it is, Walker. I didn't eat as many carrots as you growing up, Maddie, and I apologize to the viewers. That one looked like a 4. There is Kennedy Miller, a strike called to her. So Walker is the pinch runner. You got Kennedy at third. She's already scored 48 runs this year. Bell is at second. She's touched the plate 32 times. And this is a bouncer to Barbary. She will step on the bag, and that will end the inning. But 9 come to the plate and 3 big runs for Arkansas. Mississippi State down to its final 3 outs. Taking the series here at Mississippi State. The annual Bark in the Park today, and these dogs, they've hung in there.
Yeah, they really have.
It's warm and sticky.
I know. I'm sure they're ready for some shade.
Yes, they are. Tough way to end the weekend for Mississippi State. Things escalated so quickly yesterday after Faircloth had a no-hitter through 4. Arkansas scores 8 runs on 8 hits in the 5th, and they run rule the Bulldogs. And then today, jumped on Mississippi State with a 3-run top of the first. Barbary solo blast in the bottom of the first, cut it to 2. Bulldogs scored 2 in the bottom of the 4th, and we were 3-3 after 4.
Yeah, the Bulldogs did respond really well, but then Arkansas has responded even better since then. And the Bulldogs have had nothing to answer for what Arkansas has brought to the table. And really, since the 5th inning of yesterday's game, it's really been all Arkansas.
Here's Morgan Bernardini leading things off. She has "Be Still" tattooed on her wrist to help stay calm in games. Bernardini's had a really good game here today. She's got 2 of the hits. She's 2 for 2, had that double in the 2nd, an RBI single in the 4th. She has half the hits for Mississippi State. She's 2 for 2. The rest of the team is 2 for 18.
Yeah.
Arkansas today 13 for 33 at the plate. That's almost 400 against this really good Mississippi State pitching staff.
Yeah, that's a very successful day for Arkansas.
They benefited from 8 walks as well. And Bernardini goes down swinging, and the Bulldogs are down to their final 2 outs.
And one thing to note, earlier this week in our call with Coach Deifel, she was talking about, wish with a pitching staff like Mississippi State has, she's like, I wish sometimes, you could have one more day there because they had the Monday game in the series this past weekend against Auburn. And she was like, yeah, you wish you could have one more day to prepare against a team like that. But quite frankly, they're doing very well these past 2 days against this pitching staff.
Yes, they had a frantic finish yesterday, and they've continued it here today. 13 hits. And I know I've talked about it before, but folks, they had 2 hits in the first 11 innings and no runs against Mississippi State. Stevens is pinch hitting here. Abigail Stevens. Stevens, a really good athlete. She played basketball in high school as well. Once scored 39 in a game. And Stevens is retired. Back-to-back Ks for Burnham.
Yeah, Burnham just on fire here in this 7th inning. And both pitches that these batters have struck out on have been away. One was low and away to Bernardini, and they're just on the outside corner.
And there is Keller, the ground ball. Rijo takes care of her. And Arkansas has won the series, taking the final 2 games, including today, 10-3. Really good work by you this weekend. Maddie, how about some final impressions?
Yeah, Arkansas bats just really woke up yesterday in that 5th inning, and they continued their momentum into today. And it's really, they just had quality at bats coming from yesterday and into today, just single after single, and a few home runs here and there that put them on top.
2nd straight series win for the Razorbacks here in Starkville as they win it today 10-3. And with that, we will wrap up our coverage here in Starkville. So for Maddie Kennedy Farmer and our outstanding crew led by our director Jacob Frost, Nikki Ariana was our producer all weekend long, and I'm Will Kohlmeyer saying so long from Starkville. Once again, the final score in the annual Bark in the Park Day, 10-3 Arkansas. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. We thank you for watching not only today but all weekend long, and enjoy the rest of your weekend, folks.